Hello everyone! In this video I want to discuss the different meals of the day in Finnish. So the first meal of the day is usually breakfast, which in Finnish is called Aamupala. Aamupala. So this is actually two words put together. So we have the word aamu, aamu, which means morning, aamu, aamu. The double A, remember to just pause on the A for a little bit longer. Aamu. You can't really say it too long. Aamu, aamu, and then pala. Pala, pala. Aamu, pala. Pala means a piece, so morning piece, like a piece of something. So that means breakfast. Aamupala, aamupala. So for example, you can say, syön aina aamupalaa ennen kuin lähden töihin. I always eat breakfast before I go to work. Aamupala, aamupala. Syön aamupalaa. I'm eating breakfast. I eat breakfast. Aamupala. The next meal is usually lounas, so lunch. Lounas, lounas, lounas. Lounas means lunch. Now, one interesting cultural difference I feel like in regards to eating habits is the time of the day when you eat various meals. So I think what I've heard is that in Finland people tend to eat lounas fairly early. So for example, at school our lounas would usually be around 11 a.m., usually somewhat between 11 and 12. And that would be when we eat lounas. I think in workplaces too, people tend to eat around 11-12-ish. Lounas. So it would be interesting for you guys to let me know in the comments, in your country, what's a typical lounasaika? Lounasaika. Around what time, mihin aikaan te syötte lounasta yleensä? When do you usually eat lunch? Mihin aikaan te yleensä syötte lounasta? And then after lounas, Finns will usually have a välipala. So välipala is a snack. Again, this is two words put together. So väli is like a in between something, the gap, the space between something. So pala again is like a piece. So like some kind of piece to eat in between your two bigger meals, I guess, is kind of like literally translating what it means, but it means a snack. Välipala. 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 So you could say, syön yleensä hedelmiä välipalaksi. I usually have fruit for my snack. Syön yleensä hedelmiä välipalaksi. Välipala is a snack. Then we also, of course, in the land of drinking coffee, we have kahvitauko. Kahvitauko is spelt together, but it's again two words. Kahvi, coffee, tauko, break, coffee break, kahvitauko. So for example, in my workplaces, we always have had a kahvitauko, a few kahvitaukos actually throughout the day. Even when I was working at a factory, on the like assembly line doing chocolates, we always had a 5-minute kahvitauko every now and then throughout the day. So kahvitauko is very important in Finland. Kahvitauko. After our kahvitauko, we have päivällinen. Päivällinen. So, päivällinen translates to dinner. And again, päivä means day. Päivällinen just means supper, dinner. Päivällinen. So for example, you could say, syömme perheen kanssa päivällisen yhdessä. which means we eat dinner together with the family. Syömme perheen kanssa päivällisen yhdessä. So in the basic form, it's päivällinen. Päivällinen. In Finland, again, I would say people eat päivällinen around 17 to 19, which so like 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. In between that time, I would say is the most common päivällinen time to eat, which is a bit earlier than in some cultures, for example. And of course, it depends on an individual's work schedule, their daily life, routine, and stuff like that. But generally, people tend to eat around 5 to 7 p.m. And again, let me know in the comments in your country, or if you're Finnish, if you eat your päivällinen at some other time, let me know in the comments roughly in your country or you personally when you eat your päivällinen. So you can say syön päivällisen kello, insert time. Same way you can say syön lounaan kello blank. Syön aamupalan kello. Syön välipalan kello. Juon kahvia kello blank, okay? That's how you would answer those questions. And you might ask, and I know Finnish people have this trouble differentiating these two words as well. When I was Googling this, there was a lot of columns and blogs discussing the difference between päivällinen and illallinen, and a lot of Finnish people didn't know the difference either. And for me as well, I didn't really know what the difference was because both can be used to refer to dinner. So then I was sat here thinking like, isn't it just a synonym? Don't they both mean the same thing? A lot of Finnish people online were like, what actually is the difference? I use them kind of interchangeably. And then some people were like, well, let me educate you. So actually, the difference officially would be that päivällinen is the basic word for dinner. Illallinen is also dinner, but usually eaten at a later time. So for example, 8 p.m. or later, it also usually refers to a more fancier dinner. For example, going out to a restaurant to eat, usually involving courses. So for example, a starter, a main, and a dessert would be illallinen. And that is the main difference that I found when I was kind of digging for information about this online. So yes, illallinen. Illallinen comes from the word ilta. Illallinen. Illallinen. A lot of L's. Illallinen. 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 Okay, the final word is iltapala. So this translates to evening snack. And this is a pretty common word in Finnish, I would say. A lot of people might feel if you're eating your päivällinen at 5 p.m. say, you might get hungry still a few hours later before you go to bed. So in that case, you might have a small iltapala before you go to sleep. Ennen nukkumaan meno aikaa. So iltapala, night piece, night snack. Iltapala, evening snack. Iltapala. 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 An example sentence could be en voi nukkua ilman että syön iltapalaa. I can't sleep without having an evening snack. En voi nukkua, I can't sleep ilman, without, että syön iltapalaa. That evening snack. I can't sleep without having an evening snack. Iltapala. Alright, those were the meals in Finnish. Kiitos paljon for watching ja nähdään seuraavassa videossa. Moikka!